สวัสดีค่ะทุกท่านค่ะขอต้อนรับกลับเข้ามาสู่กิจกรรม FI Academy นะคะ Food Talk 2020ในวันนี้นะคะค่ะก็สำหรับในวันนี้นะคะเรามีกิจกรรมอ่าอีกครั้งหนึ่งนะคะของสัปดาห์นี้นะคะยังเป็นซีรีส์ของ Functional Food อยู่นะคะแต่ว่าก่อนที่เราจะเริ่มเข้ากิจกรรมในวันนี้นะคะก็ขออนุญาตประชาสัมพันธ์กิจกรรมดีๆของ Food Innopolis นะคะในวันพรุ่งนี้ค่ะเรายังมีกิจกรรมอีก1วันนะคะเป็นกิจกรรม Special Food Talk 2020นะคะซึ่งเราจะมีการสัมมนากันในหัวข้ออนาคตและโอกาสของผู้ประกอบการไทยในตลาดโลกหลังวิกฤตโควิด -19 นะคะซึ่งทาง Food Innopolis ได้ทำงานร่วมกับมหาวิทยาลัยเกษตรศาสตร์นะคะซึ่งในช่วงโควิดที่ผ่านมาค่ะอย่างที่ได้ประชาสัมพันธ์ให้ทุกท่านได้ทราบแล้วนะคะว่าเราก็ได้ร่วมกับอาจารย์นะคะในหลายๆสาขาวิชานะคะที่จะทำการศึกษาเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของโอกาสของผู้ประกอบการไทยนะคะแล้วก็โอกาสที่เราจะพาผู้ประกอบการไปสู่ตลาดโลกนะคะซึ่งกรณีศึกษานี้เนี่ยนอกจากเราจะพูดภาพรวมของอนาคตของอุตสาหกรรมไทยว่าจะมีโอกาสอะไรบ้างนะคะแล้วก็จะมีช่องทางไหนที่จะเป็นช่องทางของผู้ประกอบการที่จะเข้าสู่ตลาดโลกนะคะเราก็ยังให้ทำกรณีศึกษาในตลาดยุโรปนะคะเราก็ได้รับความร่วมมือจากหลายๆแห่งไม่ว่าจะเป็นกระทรวงการต่างประเทศนะคะกระทรวงพาณิชย์นะคะซึ่งได้กรุณาให้ข้อมูลเรานะคะในเรื่องของการส่งออกอาหารไปที่ตลาดยุโรปนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นค่ะพรุ่งนี้นะคะเวลา 10 นาฬิกานะคะท่านที่สนใจนะคะก็เรียนเชิญเข้าร่วมกิจกรรมเรานะคะเราก็จะมีบรรยายจากอาจารย์หลายๆท่านเลยนะคะมาพูดถึงในเรื่องของสถานการณ์การค้าการคาดการณ์ของผู้บริโภคนะคะแล้วก็รวมถึงการที่เราได้ใช้เครื่องมือในการทำ foresight นะคะมาคาดการณ์แล้วทำแผนภาพอนาคตเลยค่ะว่าในสถานการณ์ต่างๆเนี่ยจะมีเหตุการณ์อะไรเกิดขึ้นบ้างแล้วในปัจจุบันเนี้ยภาพอนาคตที่เราได้วางไว้เนี่ยน่าจะเป็นภาพไหนที่เหมาะสมกับสถานการณ์นะคะแล้วก็รวมถึงมาตรการที่เราได้ทำเป็นข้อเสนอให้กับผู้ประกอบการแล้วก็ทางภาครัฐนะคะเพื่อที่จะช่วยกันสนับสนุนให้ผู้ประกอบการเนี่ยสามารถที่จะไปสู่ตลาดโลกได้นะคะนอกจากนี้เนี่ยก็จะยังมีในเรื่องของสถานการณ์การผลิตนะคะแล้วก็ความท้าทายในเรื่องของการจัดหาวัตถุดิบหรือซัพพลายต่างๆนะคะรวมถึงในเรื่องของโลจิสติกแล้วก็การจัดการด้านความปลอดภัยทางด้านอาหารค่ะซึ่งในกิจกรรมนะคะเราจะเริ่มประมาณ 10 นาฬิกานะคะแล้วก็จะเสร็จสิ้นประมาณ13:30 นาทีนะคะโดยที่ในแต่ละเซสชันเนี่ยจะมีการพักประมาณ5 นาทีนะคะต้องขออภัยที่เราอาจจะไม่ได้พักในช่วงเที่ยงให้ทุกท่านนะคะเราจะรันกิจกรรมตั้งแต่ 10 นาฬิกาจนถึง 13:30 นาทีนะคะแต่ก็เนื่องจากว่าเป็นการสัมมนาทางออนไลน์นะคะท่านอาจจะฟังไปแล้วก็ทานข้าวไปด้วยนะคะก็พรุ่งนี้นะคะยังไงพบกัน 10 นาฬิกานะคะกับการบรรยายพิเศษในเรื่องอนาคตและโอกาสของผู้ประกอบการไทยในตลาดโลกหลังโควิดค่ะสำหรับอีกกิจกรรมหนึ่งนะคะซึ่งเดี๋ยวเราจะมีการlaunch เว็บสำหรับการลงทะเบียนนะคะก็คือกิจกรรมที่ต่อจากกิจกรรมสัมมนาในครั้งนี้นะคะซึ่งเมื่อวันพุธที่แล้วเราได้เล่ารายละเอียดของกิจกรรมทั้งหมดตลอดโครงการนี้นะคะซึ่งหลังจากที่เราจัดสัมมนาแล้วเนี่ยกิจกรรมต่อไปก็จะเป็นในเรื่องของการจัดเวิร์กช็อปนะคะซึ่งหัวข้อเวิร์กช็อปก็จะเป็นในเรื่องของ Functional Food Acceleration Platform นะคะDesign Thinking Workshop ซึ่งเรามีพาร์ทเนอร์ที่สำคัญก็คือ Healthy Marketing Team หรือ HMT นะคะซึ่งจะมาเป็นวิทยากรในการทำเวิร์กช็อปให้กับเรานะคะซึ่งในกิจกรรมอะค่ะผู้ประกอบการก็จะได้เรียนรู้เครื่องมือที่สำคัญเลยนะคะที่จะไปใช้ในเรื่องของการตลาดนะคะเราเรียกว่า 4 factor นะคะซึ่งเดี๋ยวรายละเอียดวันนี้คุณดีพักคงได้เล่าให้เราฟังถึงเครื่องมืออันนี้ด้วยนะคะใน3 วันค่ะผู้ประกอบการก็จะได้เรียนรู้เครื่องมือได้ทำในเรื่องของstrategy roadmap ของการทำการตลาดของผลิตภัณฑ์อาหารสุขภาพของท่านนะคะแล้วท่านก็จะได้ใช้เครื่องมือในการที่จะมาดูซิว่าใครจะเป็น ผู้บริโภคของท่านมีใครที่เป็นกลุ่มที่ต้องการผลิตภัณฑ์ของท่านแล้ววิธีในการสื่อสารเรื่องราวของอินกรีเดียนที่สำคัญหรือฟังก์ชันที่สำคัญในอาหารเนี่ยเป็นยังไงผู้บริโภคจะรับรู้ได้ยังไงรวมถึงการสร้างความเชื่อมั่นในตราสินค้าของท่านด้วยนะคะอันนี้ก็จะเป็นสิ่งที่เราจะได้เรียนรู้กันในเวิร์กช็อปนะคะซึ่งจะจัดในวันที่ 25-27 สิงหาคมนะคะเป็นเวลา 3 วันโดยในกิจกรรมครั้งนี้ค่ะเราไม่มีค่าใช้จ่ายในการร่วมกิจกรรมนะคะแต่ว่าก็จะมี3หน่วยงานที่ร่วมกันสนับสนุนนะคะก็คือ ITAP Food Innopolis นะคะแล้วก็ TCELS นะคะก็ช่วยเป็นผู้สนับสนุนในการใช้เป็นคนออกค่าใช้จ่ายในการทำกิจกรรมนี้นะคะแต่ว่าเนื่องจากว่าเราสามารถรับจำนวนจำกัดนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเราจะคัดเลือกเพียง20บริษัทนะคะที่เข้าหลักเกณฑ์ต่างๆนะคะซึ่งท่านที่สนใจเราก็อยากจะทราบว่าเรามีหลักเกณฑ์อะไรบ้างนะคะก็เดี๋ยวท้ายรายการหลังการสัมมนานะคะเราก็จะปล่อยQR code นะคะที่ท่านสามารถที่จะเข้าไปดูรายละเอียดแล้วก็ลงทะเบียนนะคะสำหรับท่านที่เตรียมพร้อมมาแล้วเพราะว่าหลังจากที่ฟังวันพุธแล้วเนี่ยก็มีหลายท่านได้สนใจเราก็ติดต่อเข้ามาว่าอยากเข้าร่วมกิจกรรมมากเลยนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นเราก็จะเริ่มเปิดรับสมัครนะคะแล้วเราก็จะรับสมัครกันถึงวันที่31 กรกฎาคมนะคะสิ้นเดือนนี้แล้วเราก็จะประกาศผู้ที่ได้ผ่านการคัดเลือกนะคะวันที่15 สิงหาคมนะคะค่ะเพื่อไม่ให้เป็นการเสียเวลานะคะหลายท่านก็รอที่จะฟังสัมมนาในวันนี้แล้วนะคะสำหรับในวันนี้ค่ะเป็นวันสุดท้ายของซีรีส์การบรรยายพิเศษเรื่องโอกาสและแนวทางการพัฒนาอาหารฟังก์ชันสู่ตลาดโลกนะคะโดยหัวข้อในวันนี้ค่ะก็คือ Market Trends and Consumer Insights Way Toward to Consumer Top of Mind นะคะซึ่งวันนี้ค่ะเราได้รับเกียรติจากวิทยากรนะคะจากบริษัทHMT หรือ Healthy Marketing Team นะคะซึ่งก็ได้กรุณาสละเวลานะคะมาร่วมบรรยายกับเราในวันนี้นะคะซึ่งวันนี้คุณดีภักก็มาจากประเทศสิงคโปร์นะคะ Okay, Deepak, now we have you in our seminar and thank you very much for joining our seminar today. Yeah, and before we start our seminar, I would like to introduce a little bit about your experience. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, คุณดีภักนะคะ Mr. Deepak Kunwanje, he has a role like a partner and expert consultant of HMT, and his expertise is strategy innovation and R&D specialist. He have many experience in the big company, and like he has worked in Unilever company, GSK Consumer Healthcare, and General Mills, and he also is a CEO and managing consultant of DG Associates. And he also got the certified facilitator for INSEAD, Design Innovation Growth. And he also worked as a performance coach for J&J and GSK. Now we think we're ready for the seminar today, and okay, I would like to welcome you to for our seminar, and please, Mr. Deepak. Yeah.
Thank you, Kun Sotira. Thanks for your kind introduction, and it's my pleasure and my honor to be speaking at this seminar organized by Food Innopolis, and thanks for the opportunity.
And thank you. And we also not only the seminar today, but we also have the workshop that I already announced for the participants that we will have the workshop after this. Yes, thank you.
Look forward to that. And so I will now share my screen. So
yes.
Is my screen visible? So
yes, it's great. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, everyone, please welcome Mr. Deepak. Thank you, Mr. Deepak.
Thank you.
Please.
Thanks everybody. So good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great day today. And I will be speaking over the next 1 hour on market trends and consumer insights and way towards consumer top of mind. And after that, we'll have some time for Q&A as well. So the content that I'll be covering today is a very brief introduction about the Healthy Marketing team, who we are and what we do. And we have the toolbox, which we have honed and refined over the last close to 20 years, what we call it as 4 factors. And I'll just show a small case study for you to understand what it is all about. And why are we looking at health and wellness? It's an increasing trend now. So, we'll look at in terms of what are the reasons behind that. And then I'll be sharing 6 global game changers and the innovation strategies attached to each of these global game changers, which are basically the trends per se. Then we'll just have a small, again, a case study in terms of, the health claims versus the importance of storytelling, especially for foods, functional foods and nutrition brands. And then we will have a brief summary. So that's going to be the content as we move forward. So before I jump in, so 80% of the new product launches actually fail within 12 months. So a lot of resources spent in developing a new product, getting it to the market, advertising, setting up the distribution channels, only to find that at the end of 1 year, 8 out of 10 products actually get withdrawn. That means they're not successful. Only 2 out of 10 are successful, which is a very low hit rate. But this is unfortunately the brutal truth. So this is the global statistics of all the new products that are there in the market. So only 2 out of 10 really win. And that's exactly where HMT comes into the picture in terms of how you can put consumer first. The consumer at the top of your mind and follow certain toolbox, certain, the checklist, so that you are successful and you can successfully increase your hit rate in the marketplace. So that's what our expertise is. So we have an office in headquarters in Sweden. We have another office in London. I'm based in Singapore. And so that's how it works. And we are basically brand strategy and innovation consultants. We have operated in more than 60 countries across all the 6 continents in the last 10 plus years. And that is what we actually bring it to your desk today. So we bring all the expertise across onto your desk. And we have a team which is pretty much spread across the world. So we bring in the experience of having worked with multiple brands, multiple food categories across different continents, including Southeast Asia. So that is the rich information is where, we can bring it onto your table. And we do consulting, we do training, we do inspirational talks, etc. And as Kun Sutira mentioned, so we have one session with the companies in Thailand, soon to be in August. And so what we will tell you is in terms of what is happening and why it is happening and how you can make it happen for your product and for your brand in a strategic way so that you succeed in the marketplace. And whether it is a brand new initiative innovation or it's a product which you already have and you need a different brand direction, or whether there is a product which is already there in the market but you're not doing very well, that product is, it requires a rescue. So we can actually help across the life cycle, product life cycle of a particular product per se. And we have had long associations with many companies. For example, Nestle. So HMT was with Nestle, guiding them when they wanted to shift from the foods positioning to a more health and wellness. And so HMT was with them for about 4 years. Tetra Pak almost for more than 10 years. Tetra Pak we have been associated with. DSM, again, we have been associated with DSM Nutrition for nearly 10 years. And last year, we are now associated with Singapore government for small and medium enterprises, and we are doing the training. The picture on the right you see is where we had done a training with the Singapore-based companies here. The person on the left here, the tallest person, so he's Peter Wenstrom. So he's the founder of HMT, and we now are looking at collaborating with Food Innopolis from next month onwards. We are planning to conduct the workshop, and so that is we are anticipating it going to be an ongoing association, long-term collaboration for helping Thailand-based companies. So, and we also have HMT Inspiration, consumer lab, because consumer is always important to really look at consumer first before we get into any new innovations. And we have different reports, including the Global Game Changer report. Every year, we look at what is really happening across different regions and bring that through a Global Game Changer report. And the 4 factors brand acceleration system. So that is our actual anchor, and it's a consumer centric system. It's a very simple step-by-step process which will help you to realize what are the trends and where to play with your product and with your brand, and how to, most importantly, how to win in the marketplace. There's no point in getting into 80% failure in the markets. How you can significantly improve your chances to succeed in the market. So that is where we can, help. So that's briefly about HMT. And now I will talk about the 4 factors. So this is what I was mentioning, that this has been evolved over a period of last 10 plus years, and we have further refined this. And essentially, when you launch a new product, or if a consumer wants to buy your product, so the value chain really starts in the mind of the consumer. So just imagine a consumer going to a supermarket, and he or she has just a few seconds before she makes up her mind. So I think the need of the product should be very, very clear in the consumer's mind. There should be a dark green tick as far as the need of the product. And then the accepting of the ingredient per se. So what is the product proposition you have? So what is the functional benefit that you are actually going to give? So that ingredient is known to the consumer. So is there a green tick? And the next one is understanding the benefit of the product, the proposition that you, whether it is rational payoff, whether it is emotional payoff, whether it is taste or physical payoff. So that understanding of the benefit. And lastly, is the brand trusted? So our experience is that if you have a dark green tick on all these 4, the chances are that the consumer will buy that. And the top 2 are basically the factors of motivation, and the bottom 2 factors are factors of permission. So essentially, if you are able to motivate the consumer and allow the permissibility through these 4 factors, then the chances that your product will succeed in the market is very high. So, and then let's look at into the consumer segmentation as a starting point. So consumer segmentation, so if you look at, so there is the dark blue line is your product life cycle. Initially you start off with a niche trend, then you move into an emerging trend, then you get into an embedded trend. So it starts with technology stakeholders in the niche trend, then the lifestyle stakeholders in the emerging trend, and then gets into early mass and late mass market when it gets embedded. So that is how the typical product life cycle. And the dotted line that you see is the cost. So price of the new innovation. It is very high when you start off. It is niche. It is very high. And as your volumes go up and the emerging trend, etc., and then it gets into the mass market, the price really drops down. So that is how, that's a typical life cycle of the thing. And so let's take an example just to bring it alive, using the mobile industry. So mobile industry. So the first mobile that was invented So anybody wants to guess what was the need for that and who invented? I just want to, I know we can't interact in this, but I just want you to mentally think where was the need for the mobile technology that actually got, invented. So it actually got invented because of military. So when military armed forces used to be at the front end and they wanted a source of communication with their base. So that if they wanted more ammunition, they wanted more people, they wanted more support, so they should be able to communicate. It is life and death for them. So situation. So that is where the need per se, it actually evolved. So that is how the mobile technology got invented. So that was way back, almost 50 years back. And then, about 25 to 30 years back, so this is the mobile technology then moved to the lifestyle stakeholders. All the senior executives and chief executive officers and managing directors of the companies, so, used to walk with something very heavy. This used to weigh about 3 kilos. This mobile used to weigh about 2 to 3 kilos. And they used to, go around with that. And that used to be very expensive those days. Only CEOs, etc. would. So that's typically the lifestyle stakeholders. And then what happened? And then Nokia, launched similar technology. And this was weighing just a few 100 grams. And they made it mass market. And so everybody, it was able to reach quite a lot of, people. It reached the early mass market. And after that, then it became a Me Too. Then just not Nokia, there were a whole host of others. Then it became natural, whether it is a taxi driver, whether it is a maid, or anybody and everybody, started having the mobile thing. It becomes a commodity, so everybody could have that. It became really, really affordable. So that is how the thing, went forward. But then something interesting happened after that. So, and then, the Apple came up with the smartphone, because that is how a typical life cycle works. At the end of the thing, then you have to have new innovation. And this is a classic example of now Nokia is nowhere. Nokia was the market leader those days, but they did not innovate into the smartphones as quickly as Samsung or as quickly as Apple, and hence they died out. And that's what happens to each one of our products as well. If we don't innovate continuously, then we run the risk of dying off. And which is why these innovations are required, which is why the consumer centricity is required. And it came back into lifestyle, the smartphones, and now this has become the mass market now. So that's a typical classic example of how a product life cycle really works across the different stakeholders. Now look at the foods and nutrition brands per se. So when we look at that, so how these innovations move across the innovation stakeholders. So we find that there are basically 4 key requirements. So one is you have the need for the technology stakeholders. Then for the lifestyle stakeholders, there is a clear want that is there. Early mass market stakeholders are looking for solution, and late mass market stakeholders are looking for something that is very normal. So if you look at the conditions, typically the medical condition, does it fit my condition? For example, somebody has diabetes or heart health issues. So here they are looking for a proven product. So does that have clinical studies backed with peer-reviewed publication, etc. And is that claim really true? So that is what the products in the technology stakeholders. Lifestyle stakeholders is all about me. So it's all about my attitude. This is typically the millennials who have who want to be seen cool. They want to be seen with new trendy products, and they are the first ones to really try anything new in the market. They are adventurous. They want to try new things out. They want to try different things out. So it's all about their attitude. They want to be seen with these products as something really cool, and they want to break from the barrier, and they want to be seen as the adventurous. And then the solution oriented is typically it should fit in with the daily routines of the consumer, and it should be solution oriented. It should really give that value for the money that the consumer is spending. That's the early mass market. And the late mass market are the laggards. So they will never try something which is new for the first time. So they will only try this. So as long as they feel it is okay, it is part of the tradition and everybody's having it, and it's just there for everybody, and then they have that. And if you want to look at a few examples, Benecol, the heart health with the clinical proof. So for heart health with the plant stenols, so that is a classic example here. Then vitamin water, so it fits with the cool consumers. So that is another example here. And early mass market Activia, that is again more solution oriented. That's a classic example, and fitting my routine, and it is completely normal. Coca-Cola is tradition, so it's again the late mass market. So that's how these are some of the examples that are there. So now let's look at apply this four factors model into a Heinz case study for the four factor brand analysis. So who has not heard of Heinz tomato ketchup? Everybody has heard of that. So let's look at in terms of how does it really fall when we apply the four factors per se. So this is required for everybody, whether it is a child, whether it is mom and dad, or whether it is a grandfather or grandmother. Everybody is wanting, that is the need. They want the tomato ketchup per se. And do they accept the ingredient? Yes, tomato is everybody loves tomato, and they accept the ingredient readily. And in terms of the benefit per se, they love the taste. They love the flexibility of using it across different formats and different occasions. So that I think the benefit is very, very clear there. And of course, the brand is very, very well known. So there is a dark green tick on all the four factors per se. And now map this onto the brand acceleration system. So if you look at the need, it is clearly for the mass market. If you look at accepting the ingredient per se, so this again fits in. All people in mass market understand the benefit. So and this loving in terms of the understanding the benefit, accepting the ingredient, they are all aligned. And clearly the brand trust is very much there across the thing. And so it is very, very well aligned late mass market product. And no wonder it is such a successful product in the market per se. So now look at a new launch, European launch that they planned sometime about a decade back, and they said that okay, so why not leverage the tomato expertise that we have, and the biotechnology is advancing, and tomato is rich in lycopene, and lycopene is very good for lots of clinical researchers have suggested that is good for preventing or mitigating prostate cancer. And even otherwise, there are so many other health advantages of lycopene. And so we are a tomato company, so we should leverage this. And so they went in terms of, so they said, okay, let's look at in terms of who's the consumer. So the consumer is a lifestyle consumer, so who's under stress and who could be at risk at a later date, but how can we position this to prevent it for them? And then like with the goodness of lycopene and vitamin C and various other multiple vitamins, so we can provide that a healthy version of so what they call it as Heinz Sunshine. And the benefit is all about liberating benefit in terms of being healthy, and so that's the benefit. And of course we will really take the Heinz brand equity. We are the tomato experts in the world. Nobody is more expert than us as far as tomato is concerned. So they thought this was going to be a very, very big success. And so let's look at the four factors analysis. So the need per se, they said, okay, need is, typically for the lifestyle stakeholder here. So people who are a little bit more adventurous and trying new things out, etc. Now, accepting the ingredient. So people would accept the ingredient when it comes to vitamins and the taste, etc. So that would fall here. But when it came to lycopene, so who knew lycopene? Nobody knew lycopene. So lycopene was probably among the technical stakeholders per se. Similarly, understanding the benefit of vitamins and the taste, etc. impact, that was getting into the early mass. But the benefit of lycopene, no. So again, very, very few people knew the benefit of lycopene. So that was here. And the brand trust, clearly the trust was there among the mass stakeholders. So if you look at it, so this became a very schizophrenic positioning. It was not aligned at all from the consumer's perspective. Consumers were very confused. Nobody really knew what this product is, going to give it to them. And what happened, within 12 months, the product had to be withdrawn after a lot of investment and research and spending, marketing and sales, etc. So the product was withdrawn. You don't see that product anymore in the market. So where Heinz succeeded is in terms of looking at different, more convenience. They did more innovations and they fitted well with the life. The inverted Heinz ketchup bottle, because the ketchup won't come out of the bottle. So that was one of the key frustrations of the consumers. So this revolutionized their sales. And a very good simple innovation, just put it upside down and that problem was solved. And they came up with smaller bottles and flexible bottles. So that is how they have really grown, and that is really putting the consumer at heart again. So that's their success story. And you saw the previous one where the Sunshine, that was an utter failure. So let's now jump into the part 3 in terms of why health and wellness. So why there is increasing demand for health and wellness. So let's look at some key malnutrition facts. This is from World Health Organization. So today, so on this planet, so more than 2 billion people have lack of key micronutrients like iron and vitamin A. And equally, if you look at, there are 2 billion adults who are overweight or obese. And 88% of the countries have serious burden of 2 or 3 of these forms of malnutrition. So which is huge. Out of just over a little 7 billion population that we have, so it is huge. These numbers are big. So that is one of the reasons, in terms of, that obviously has an impact on consumers' mindset per se. And that is why it is called as a double burden. So if you look at 2 billion people are undernourished with respect to micronutrients, and another 2 billion people are either overweight or obese. And because of this, 80% of the deaths today are related to non-communicable diseases. So 4 out of 5 people, die either due to heart health or diabetes or cancer, or not because of communicable, not because of the lifestyle disease or the non-communicable diseases. And so this is the 2030 agenda by United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And they have come out with this where, by 2030, we need to all stakeholders, whether it is companies, governments, consumers, so all organization, academia, everybody should partner and, reach these sustainable development goals. And if you look at this one, so highly relevant nutrition indicators. So there are 17 of them. Out of that, 12 of them have nutrition indicators as part of the Sustainable Development Goals. So that is how important nutrition is, even from United Nations point of view. And that is all of these has a clear play based on the health and wellness, the trends that are there per se. And this year, we were literally, the rug was pulled beneath our legs with the COVID-19, unprecedented times. So this year, so we still don't have an end in mind. We don't know when the vaccine is going to come out, and this is just 3 days, 30th of June, just about a few 10 days back, and you have so many, close to 12 million cases, and close to 600,000 deaths now in the world, and different countries are at different peaks, and so this is unprecedented thing. So this is also hit really badly across all the businesses. And of course, all of these things will play a big role in consumers' mind in terms of whether it is the non-communicable diseases. 4 out of 5 deaths today are because of non-communicable diseases. And now suddenly we have this unprecedented COVID-19 situation this year, which is threatening the way we were used to be living earlier. So all of these have very direct impact on consumers' perception. And let's look at in terms of what are the 6 game-changing trends that are currently very accelerating really fast. And each one of these game-changing trends, will lead it to one innovation strategy when we come to our product development and brand per se. So the game is clearly changing, and the game is changing really fast. And how do you change your game? So if we don't change our game alongside with what is happening in the world, then we stay behind, and then we actually end up, not being relevant for the consumers. So these are the 6 global game changers and the nutrition strategies. I'll be going through in each of these things in a good bit of detail, and I'll share some global and local sample, local meaning the real, examples, as well as I will share an advertisement of a product for each of these strategies, just to bring it alive in terms of how they are trying to leverage some of these trends per se. So the food for health and well-being. So as we saw, 1 out of 3 persons on this planet is either obese or overweight. So the change is the food is not being looked as a fuel anymore. Food is being looked as a building block per se. So how can I have a food that not only gives me the energy to last through the day, but how it can help me with my health and wellness, active nutrition. That's the strategy, active nutrition. So how it can really help me with the thing. It's like, example of the thing is when milk, now everybody knows milk gives calcium. And so when somebody is choosing milk, so they are looking at, okay, it really helps me with calcium. So that's a very classical old example. Let's look at a few new examples in the active nutrition. Symbiotic for digestive health. So digestive health is really important when it comes to the immunity, especially with COVID-19, etc. So these brands are doing really well. Probiotic and prebiotic, it's called a symbiotic for digestive health. So you improve your digestion, your immunity improves, and so that goes up. And this is another one in the region here. So the essence of chicken, so specifically for boosting your immunity. So these are the products which see a huge rise in sales. So when this COVID-19 has come on board. Yeah, so that's the typical example of an active nutrition strategy. Let's look at a simple advertisement of one of the products.
So I kicked it and I fell. Chintu, look at that. What, Mom? Nothing. He's gone.
Things moms have to do due to the fear of infections. Presenting new Active Kids Immuno Boosters by Cipla.
Choco Bite. Mmm, yummy.
It provides up to 100% immunity nutrients. So now, moms can easily say yes. Active Kids Immuno Boosters. Immunity ka daily insurance.
So basically, that was primarily around active nutrition, and so you saw an example of how immunity is better than just a chocolate product, but layered with micronutrients helping the immunity process. The next, let's look at people. Next one is people are getting more and older as well. So if you looked at the population on this planet just 50 years back in 1970s, we were only 3.2 or 3.3 billion people, and come 2020 we are more than 7.5 billion. We have literally doubled the population in the last 50 years, and 2020, by 2050, another 30 years, we are likely to be 10 billion people. So clearly, the one size doesn't fit anymore when it comes to the consumers now. So because different age groups and they want my size, they what we call it as an inclusive nutrition. So that basically now the consumers' physiological needs also change as you go through your different age group life cycle, and I think one of the key things is this is the first 1,000 days is very, very important when it comes to the child per se, and this is one of the key trends. So when a mother is yet to be conceived, it's called prenatal. So these are the kind of products that are there. So where the mother is actually getting ready for pregnancy. So she wants to ensure that the child that she bears is most healthy child. So even before she actually plans the pregnancy, she starts taking certain vitamins and minerals so that she is nutritionally fully adequate and equipped. And then when during the pregnancy and during the lactation, this is an example of a product where it is a tailored nutrition during pregnancy and lactation, providing all the nutrients that are required for the mom and the fetus. And once the baby is born, both for the mom and for the lactating mother, for the child per se. And then, so essentially from preconception till about 2 years, so that is the 1,000 days is which is really, really crucial. And there are different products which are, available, making it much more easier and help the mom to nurture the child very well. And I'll just show an example of one of the advertisements here. So,
Cow and Gate Complete Care Follow-On Milk provides key nutrients for growth, helps promote healthy digestion, helps support some natural defenses. Cow and Gate Complete Care, because healthy babies are happy babies.
yeah, so that's a classic example of inclusive nutrition for the first 1,000 days. So now the next one is in terms of the resources. The resources are getting scarce. So we have one planet Earth, but the amount of resources we are extracting from this Earth in the current times is about 1.7 times. So we don't have more than one planet. We just got one planet. But the amount of energy and water and the extraction that we are doing out of this planet is about 1.7. So resources are scarce. So seemingly unlimited, which we used to think in the past, that is no longer true, and it is limited. And especially the millennials now, they are actually the front runners. So if you have heard of Greta Thunberg in Sweden, so she's making a movement that how can we be sustainable for the future generations per se. And here the strategy is sustainable nutrition. So on the right side, if you've heard of impossible foods. So this is the hamburger, which tastes exactly like the hamburger, but made entirely from plant-based, through fermentation and regeneration of cells, and entirely plant-based. So that's the sustainable nutrition. So with much lower, carbon footprint per se. And then there are different brands that are there. Even Magnum ice cream from Unilever. So they have vegan ice cream. So instead of using milk solid, so they are looking at the vegan. So this is something which is been launched. And on the right side, so this is completely Asia specific Omni Pork, which is again made of the plant based origin, but tastes exactly like pork. So let's look at an advertisement. So that's a classic example of sustainable nutrition, and that is a big trend in the West already, and this is a trend which is catching up very fast in Asia Pacific. So let's look at the next one is in terms of the production. So production with natural and transparent processes. So if you look at the consumers now, especially in the last 10 years, there has been a significant shift in terms of consumers preferring natural over processed. So today, if we look at an average, 1 in 2 consumer, given a choice, has the propensity to choose a product which has natural origin than a processed. 1 in 2 consumers, that's almost 50% of the consumers have a clear preference towards a natural product per se, which is huge, and that has moved very significantly in the last 10 years. And here the strategy clearly is the natural nutrition. Natural nutrition is just not about natural, but also in terms of delivering that transparency, and in terms of how the thing is, how a product is produced, and what is the current source, etc., and the supply chain backend give that transparency. So here transparency, 100% grass fed, for example, that's a classic example for a probiotic yogurt here. Chobani Greek yogurt. So they're claiming only natural ingredients. So the 1 in 2 consumers today are looking for these cues that, okay, this is either organic, 100% grass fed, I can see through the transparency, or this is made using natural ingredients. I would go for that rather than that. And so here, this is the other thing is Asia Pacific. Actually, we have very rich heritage of different superfoods that we have, and whether it is the traditional Chinese medicine or Ayurveda, or these herbal medicine, etc. So this is a classic example of immunity boost using these traditional plants per se. So again, so these are completely natural and natural extracts. So there is an increasing trend, moving towards this one. So let's look at this advertisement where, the very nice way they are trying to cue the naturalness and making it really interesting. So
Get a cow, feed it, take it back, milk it, and well, you get that milk, turn it into yogurt. And if you like raspberries, Take those raspberries, smash it.
No? So it's a very nice way of cueing naturalness, in the Greek yogurt that Chobani has, and so that's the next one is essentially the science for smarter future. As we all know, the science has moved by leaps and bounds in the last couple of decades, and the food is really not about the this thing. It's about more like a prevention. The food is more like preventing anything from happening. So earlier, everybody used to go for medicines and treatment. If you're not well. Now, so that is not there. So they are wanting prevention. So how can I prevent from getting these lifestyle diseases? How can I now prevent from having the COVID-19? So what can I do to ensure that I'm healthy so that I need not, fall ill? How can I prevent from falling ill? So that is the trend, very clear trend, and that is where the science comes into the picture. And the strategy here is a targeted nutrition. So the targeted nutrition is, example, ensure diabetes care. So anybody who has diabetes or pre-diabetes, so this actually helps with blood sugar control. It also has heart health benefits as well as weight management benefits. So these are all targeted nutrition based on the evolution of science and proper scientifically designed product formulations. And so one of the new areas which is really emerging very, very fast is all about the microbiota. So today, the weight of the microbiota that we have is almost the size of the weight of our brain per se. It's equal to the size of the brain. And we carry about thousands of species of these microbiota in our gut. And we've got over 100 trillion bacterial cells. And these actually help metabolize certain nutrients, and serotonin, which is a hormone which we release when that is responsible for us to feel happy. So the happy hormone, the serotonin hormone, 90% of those receptors are actually in the gut. So what we eat and what diversity of microbiota we have in our gut actually makes us whether happy or neutral or unhappy, so that's how. And they've clearly established gut brain axis through the vagus nerve, which runs right from here to the brain. There is clear evidence that has emerged in the last few years that there is a gut brain axis. So the microbiota is really, really important, and it has immunomodulatory effects. If you want to boost your immunity, we need to take care of our microbiota. In fact, now there are microbiome based even therapeutics are being developed. So if somebody is suffering from stress, etc., rather than taking some pills, now you got certain microbiome based solutions which help with your mood management per se. And then you look at the food products like the chocolates, etc. Nootropic are basically making people happier. So even the chocolates are moved into the nootropic into area. So where through ingestion of these things along with other actives like thiamine and gotu kola and the copa, etc. Besides the microbiota, so they are all adding to the evidence of science to make us feel better when we have those things. On the right, you see this Benecol. Benecol is proven to lower cholesterol through the plant stenols, and there are lots of studies that have been done here for that. And so I'll just show you a advertisement for that. So,
Only Benecol contains plant stanols, which are found in the heart of the pine forest, and help lower your cholesterol by 7 to 10%. High cholesterol is a risk factor in the development of coronary heart disease. What's more, there are so many tasty ways to add Benecol to your daily diet. High cholesterol? You could lower it. Benecol can help.
Well, that's a classic example of targeted nutrition strategy. So now let's look at the technology, empowering the consumers per se. So its technology has completely changed in the last 20, 30 years. So we didn't have internet just about 30 years back. We didn't have mobiles about 20 years back. And today, in 2020, more than 4 billion people on this planet have smartphones and internet and connectivity. 4 billion people. So clearly, this has completely revolutionized the consumer understanding, their habits, and they're very, very well aware of what is happening around because of they got everything at their fingertips now. So it's completely consumer driven, no longer product driven. Now the consumer is able to demand what he or she really wants based on all the knowledge and the awareness that the consumer is having today. So this is the strategy is all about eye nutrition. So what is available out there, which really customizes to my personal needs. And that is how demanding the consumers are becoming, especially when it comes to leveraging these technologies and various wearable devices that are already there. So alongside that per se. And if you look at, this is a classic example, unlocking your DNA today. So just 20 years back, it took hundreds of scientists across the world and $3 billion of spending to really sequence the human genome for the first time. That was only 20 years back. $3 billion. And today, you and I can just walk into any of these labs. You don't even have to walk in, you just give them a call. They will send you a kit where you just have to take your saliva swab, put that and courier back to them, $100 or $200, and there you get your DNA profiling done. And unlike health tests which we have to do every year, your DNA is your DNA. That's one in 7.45 billion people. It's completely customized. Your DNA is your DNA. There's nobody like you in the rest of this world per se. So what do they do with this particular stuff? So they actually then look at in terms of what is your propensity for diseases, what is your propensity for what you like, etc. And they actually customize these things. And then the customized nutrition solutions are available. So this is what is a typical example of eye nutrition. And I'll show you one example from Singapore here. There are many of them. I'm just showing one example here in Singapore.
Your DNA makes you one of a kind. So your approach to your health and wellness should be as unique as you are. We are the first in Asia to bring you DNA testing with personalized wellness solutions. Take out the guesswork. Discover who you really are and what your body really needs based on your genetic code. It all starts with its life. Customize your lifestyle. Fulfill your true potential. Feel, look, and live your best.
Yeah, that's unlocking your DNA. So it's eye nutrition, personalized nutrition example. So these are the 6 trends and the nutrition strategies. So the thing is, where does your product or your innovation fall in your particular market, and where do these things lie in your market? So is the key question, and then you have to align with your strategy. So what is your strategy? Which nutrition strategy do you or your product or your brand wants to really follow? And that's really key. That's very, very important if we have to succeed in the marketplace. We don't want to be, that 80% which, launch a product and then after 1 year, less than a year, you take the product out of the market. We don't want to be into that situation. So it's really, really important to understand these and align on the product life cycle and choose a clear strategy per se. So the next part I wanted to just share is, the health claims versus the brand storytelling. So we all know that, the scientific evidence and claims, etc., are very, very vital. Equally, the brand storytelling is also very vital. It doesn't just help if we have a lot of science, but we don't know how to transcend that and putting the consumer at heart, and what is really top of consumers' mind. If you do not understand that, then although we may have a fantastic product, but we will be not be able to succeed in the marketplace. So we have done the 4 believers matrix, and this is a study which we did with the university to understand the deep consumer insights per se. And there are 4, the believers in the lifestyle stakeholders here. So one who's driven by science, one who's driven by ethics, one who's driven by heritage, and another driven by self. So this in itself is a huge, huge topic. I won't be able to cover all of that, but I'll just give you a kind of a essence, just a snapshot of one of the brands as a case study, just to give you just a quick understanding of what I'm talking about. So let's look at a brand called as Oatly. So this is basically a oat drink, oat milk. So they launched this product because oat, we all know, most of us, who are from science background, oat has beta glucans, and beta glucans are very good for health. So they are soluble fibers, and there's a lot of health benefits associated with the beta glucans and oat per se. So they launched it, into the technology stakeholders, and then they did very well. They're very, very small. Then there came a competition, PepsiCo, Quaker Oats. So Pepsi again is a huge brand. We know Quaker Oats is a big brand, and they also launched exactly the same type of a drink. So it's basically oat drink with benefit of beta glucans. And so this Oatly company, so they came to HMT about 3 years back, saying that, hey, we want you guys to help us out. How we can really grow our sales, because we seem to be completely flat. It's too niche. Nobody is wanting to buy this. So when we did a work with them, we actually went to the consumers along with them, really understood the consumer insights across different, the life cycle per se. And then we realized that the actual consumers are essentially post-milk generation, people who really don't like milk. And these are typically the millennials. So they are looking for something better, something different than the regular dairy milk. And for them, Oatly made a lot of sense. And they are the ones who were really, really looking at sustainability per se. So they accepted this ingredient. The carbon footprint from oat is much better than that of milk per se. They understood the benefit because they had that self-belief of ethics, saying that we want to leave strong self-belief in terms of we want to leave a sustainable planet for our kids and for future generations per se. And the Oatly as a brand. So it connected with oat, and so it kind of the brand, although it was a very totally new brand per se, so the trust was there. So with that, so they launched a beautiful advertisement. Wow, no cow, and so the Oatly way is without using the cow, so using agriculture and oat. So you have this milk per se. So, and this is a post milk generation, and so this caught on so very well. And today, if you look at from meager 15 million that they were struggling, so they have catapulted just within a couple of years to more than 100 million. So they have exponential growth of that particular brand, and just by positioning it right, and by actually sharing the right story with the right consumer. Whereas PepsiCo, although PepsiCo is a huge company with much bigger muscle and marketing strategy, etc., this product failed in the market, so they actually withdrew this one. Even a small startup like Oatly, so they took on a huge giant like PepsiCo, but by using the right strategy and aligning with the trends, and going after the right stakeholder in the consumer, by putting really consumer at the top of their mind, and conveying the right story of the brand and the product, so they were able to significantly grow. It was a huge success story in Europe, and now they have launched in US as well. So that's basically it. The summary of this one is, so for you to succeed in the marketplace, it's really important for you to align on the 4 factors. It's really important for you to look at what are the trends, choose the right nutrition strategy and the consumer segment per se, and leverage the brand storytelling in addition to science. Science is important, but science, if we think that okay, only the science will drive the product to success, it won't work always that way. So you need to actually have the best of both, in terms of both good science as well as the right storytelling and aligning in that. So that is really that will really help with respect to succeeding in the marketplace. So this is what we are in terms of how to make it happen for your brand. So we do online consultancy, and so we've done this online consulting for 3 or 4 clients during the COVID, because we're not able to travel. And when they're saying that when the workshop was done, I only wish it would have been longer. My team were so inspired and so very focused, and we saved time on travel too. So that's basically one of the testimonial from one of the companies that we did very recently. And we do different modules in terms of ensuring successful innovation, sharpen your brand narratives, health check your innovation strategy, etc. So that's my email. And Tanya, who's a insight consultant, she's based in Thailand, and that is her email. So you can contact either of us. And as Kun Sutira mentioned, that we are actually going to be having a workshop organized by Food Innopolis in August. And if you want to know more about it, I think Kun Sutira would be the right person for you to speak to and contact her. And so that's it. It's just about an hour since I started, and so that's now I'm open for question and answers. If you got any questions, I'll be very happy to take them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deepak. Very interesting presentation, and I'm sure that our audience will have very useful information to apply to their products. And we will have some of the questions from the audience. I would like to talking with you about the 4 factors method that you have present earlier. And yeah, in the 4 factors, you mentioned about the way to communicate with the consumer, and how to communicate with the consumer that they can accept and about the ingredient and the benefit of the ingredient in the functional products.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you because in Thailand we have a great variety of the raw material and we have a local raw material, especially in the agriculture. We have a variety of the raw materials. And do you have any suggestion about the way that we can communicate the consumer about the new ingredients and about the benefits of the ingredient to the consumer? Because it's, when we compare to the other regions in the world, we know about we familiar with the ingredient like in the fruit like an apple, in grape, but for the local herb or local raw material, the way to communicate and what is the suggestion from you?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question, and I think it's really important to understand what is the consumer understanding of that. So if I go back to the 4 factors, first we have to look at what does the consumer need. So there has to be a clear link with the consumer need per se, and the consumer, if you're saying it's a local ingredient, and what is the understanding of the consumer, what is the perception of the consumer. So because it takes a long time to educate a new benefit of an ingredient to the consumer. So here we should look at in terms of what does the consumer already know about that particular ingredient or the benefit thereof. And benefit can be taken into 3 different ways. One is rational benefit, so which is more science-based, rational benefit. Sometimes it could be emotional benefit, because my grandmother used to give that, so I'm emotionally, my grandmother used to say this is really good. So emotional connection is there. And the physical part is in terms of the taste per se. So every time I really love that particular taste, it reminds me of my childhood or whatever. So so these are different cues that are there. One needs to really understand what is that particular hook from the consumer's point of view. And of course, the last one is the brand trust. So once you understand that particular hook from the consumer, then it's very easy to really pitch a communication against that.
Okay, thank you. And I think we have now we have to educate. It's very important to educate the consumer about the new ingredient or the benefits of them. And you from your answer that we have to show the storytelling about the benefit of the ingredient and the product. So that I'm sure that when we have the workshop and the 4 factor will help the entrepreneur or SME to find a way how to communicate with the consumer.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you. And for the next question is about the 6 game changer that you present. In the 6 game changer, you mentioned about food, about people, resources, production, science, tech, and technology. But we have some questions from the audience. You didn't mention about the COVID. COVID is defined as one of the game changer for the food industry now.
Yes, in fact, COVID is a huge, what have happened is, so if I go back to the why health and wellness, so if I go back, then, all of these are, really important. And, this COVID is actually, the COVID is completely accelerating all of these game changers. If you look at these game changers, whether it is active nutrition, so more and more people are actually now going for immunity, based products with COVID. So this was already a big trend. Now it has got really accelerated with COVID-19. And people, now we know that COVID, for example, is extra hard on people who are aged. so who are 60 or 65 plus, so they are more at risk. So again, so the customized products, what are there for people who are 65 plus, so that they can be safe. And so these are the two things which are clearly emerging as further accelerating faster. And anything with the sustainable nutrition or transparent, I think those things are also further getting accelerated. And one of the biggest ones is really the science. So there's more and more, as the whole world is after finding out which is a good vaccine per se. Equally, scientists are looking for, okay, what are the products, food products, which will help with better immunity, targeted nutrition for COVID. More and more the supplements they are coming now. For example, vitamin C is known already to help with the building the immunity per se. So vitamin C sales in the last 3 or 4 months have gone through the roof, because that's already known. So similarly, what are the new scientific combinations which really help with the thing? So all of these are really going at a breakneck speed. And the last one is the technology, because you are able to wear on devices now. So now the new devices. So one of the things is the oxygen meter, because people who are having COVID. So one of the critical measurement for them is looking at the oxygen meter per se. So some of the new wearable devices, they are trying to make it much more easier, which you can talk to your mobile and using the wearable thing. So it gives you advance notice in terms of your oxygen level is dipping. So that's how things are really moving at a much faster pace. I think if you ask me, COVID-19 has actually accelerated all these trends even faster now.
Yes, okay, thank you. And so COVID is play very important role to accelerate and drive any game changer. And we also talking about the ingredients. We have some of the audience talking about the spirulina algae. How about what do you think about the algae is still in the trend of the game changer in a food products that we have that have algae in the ingredients?
Yes, I mean, I think it fits in with the natural nutrition. So it fits in with the natural nutrition strategy, the spirulina or algae based the products per se. So there is a clear trend of consumers going for natural extracts and natural products, etc., rather than processed. So people, as I was mentioning now, 1 in 2 consumers, there is a clear preference. He or she is saying that, listen, if you give me a choice between processed and natural product, I would choose any day natural. 1 in 2, 50% of the consumers are saying that. So products like spirulina and algae based, etc., they fit in with this strategy, and there is clearly an increasing demand.
Yeah, and how about the food processing when we talking about the many form of the products that we have that they have the algae in the ingredient. What is the form of the product that the consumer will love? Is like some snack or some uh, food? What do you think about the type of the products that have the algae?
I think again we will have to go back to the 4 factors in terms of need per se. So need, accept, the benefit and the brand trust. So the format will clearly fall into the need per se. So it should fall into that particular, the thing. So who wants to buy it? When does the consumer want to buy it? Why does the consumer want to buy it? I think these are the questions that at the next level we need to ask to really understand what are the consumer drivers,
Yeah.
and then look at which stakeholder does it really fit in that particular, each market it varies from one market to another.
Yeah.
In some market the consumers are far more evolved, and in some markets the consumers are slightly less aware of all these. It depends again their awareness perception. So this will have to be teased out and really looked at in greater detail to get that sweet spot. It's possible to get that sweet spot, and once you find that sweet spot, then you know, okay, this is the consumer, this is the format, and this is what we can hit that.
Yes, okay, thank you. And the important one is the ingredient, about the benefits of ingredient of algae. They have a higher of protein, but in which form is depend the consumer. So
Correct.
we have to think about the consumer first, who
Yeah.
is our target consumer, and what is about their lifestyle. So
Exactly.
we can process, or we have produced the product that fit with their lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yes, thank you very much. I think we have your team in our Food Innopolis Facebook, and they help us to answer some question, because we have much question now, and I think we have time for the last question.
Sure.
We will ask you about the sustainability concept, because now we think about the sustainability, but now we think some just only group of the consumer that think about the sustainability, but how about the mass market? What about the sustainability in the mass market?
Yeah, I think that's a very good question, because one of the classic mistakes most of the brands and the products do is if somebody has a mass market product, and just making that suddenly sustainable overnight, it will not fly. Again, it will have a misrepresentation, slightly miscued in terms of the things. Whereas sustainable, if you look at the stakeholders, typically it falls into the lifestyle stakeholders. So people who are more adventurous, and sustainability connects much more strongly in today's world with millennials. So they are the ones who are actually getting impacted. So we all know that another 1.5 or 2 degrees increase in the global temperature, it's going to impact their children and their grandchildren. So they are the ones who are really feeling very strong about. And so if we want to launch a product which is a mass market, but suddenly change that to the lifestyle stakeholders, so that is a classical mistake that many people do. So one needs to really get into the nitty-gritties, understand position, and reach out to the right people. So that's, but the sustainable nutrition is a very important. It is still very niche in our region. In Asia Pacific region, it is still very niche. But it's the trend is that it is growing quite fast. So we may be a little behind the Western market. In Western market, it is the in thing now. Most of the new products, etc., they are really going for sustainable. So we may be slightly behind, but very soon it will catch on.
Yeah, so that's why the producer, especially in Asia Pacific, we have to prepare ourselves, prepare our product for the our consumer that is might be concerned about the sustainability, about the natural. I think we have a last question that is maybe very important that we need
Sure.
talking about.
Yep.
What is your perspective on the food delivery in the future? Because now food delivery is play an important role, especially in the COVID. But I think consumer is quite familiar about the food delivery. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a very good question, because the food delivery, especially all these trends are getting accelerated. The COVID-19 has really accelerated all these trends per se. And so broadly, I would put that under the technology, because you got app where you can you don't have to go to the market, so you can just use the app, and somebody will deliver it to you. You don't even have to give a call. So So, and this was there earlier, but now with COVID-19, this is really taken off. Now nobody wants to risk themselves by going to the market unnecessarily. If something can be delivered home, so the home delivery is the big thing now. So I think so and also what is happening is because of the COVID-19, lot of people are not going to the supermarkets now. So earlier, the big purchase used to happen in supermarkets, and that is becoming less and less with this one. So we'll have to see how things evolve over the next 6 months is going to be the most crucial in terms of how much is the weight of between supermarkets and the delivery. But clearly, the delivery has accelerated by a couple of years in the last 4 months. So,
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation, very great seminar today that we have, and for all of the questions today. And we will meet soon in August, and we hope that we have many company to join in our workshop. And thank you so much again for seminar today. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Deepak Gurwate. Yeah.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
and thanks
and
everybody.
see you soon. Yeah.
Yeah, see you soon. So
Yeah.
look forward.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a great
Have a
day.
nice
And
day. Bye bye.
yeah, bye bye. All of you stay safe and take care. Cheers.
Okay. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Bye bye. Bye.
โอเคค่ะก็ค่ะสำหรับท่านผู้ชมทุกท่านนะคะก็ต้องขอบคุณนะคะสำหรับการเข้าร่วมกิจกรรมในวันนี้นะคะก็หวังว่าข้อมูลที่เราได้แลกเปลี่ยนเรียนรู้กันวันนี้นะคะก็จะเป็นประโยชน์สำหรับทุกท่านเลยนะคะที่จะสามารถนำไปปรับใช้นะคะก็สิ่งที่คุณวิภักษ์ได้สรุปมานะคะไม่ว่าจะเป็นในเรื่องของการมีตัวอย่างของการใช้เครื่องมือต่างๆนะคะแล้วก็การพูดถึงในเรื่องของgame changer ต่างๆนะคะก็จะเป็นทั้งเทรนด์ที่ของทั้งผู้บริโภคนะคะแล้วก็สิ่งที่กำลังจะเป็นที่ต้องการในตลาดนะคะเพื่อให้สอดคล้องกับความต้องการของผู้บริโภครวมถึงไลฟ์สไตล์ต่างๆของผู้บริโภคด้วยนะคะก็สำหรับในวันนี้นะคะก็เราคงจบการสัมมนาเพียงเท่านี้นะคะแต่ก็ขออนุญาตเตือนอีกนิดนึงนะคะสำหรับทุกท่านนะคะที่พรุ่งนี้นะคะยังมีเวลาก็เชิญเข้านะคะการสัมมนาในวันพรุ่งนี้นะคะซึ่งเราจะเริ่มกิจกรรมสัมมนานะคะในเวลา 10 นาฬิกาตรงนะคะก็ทางช่องทางเดิมค่ะเกี่ยวกับในเรื่องของการสัมมนานะคะในหัวข้อขออนุญาตนะคะค่ะอนาคตและโอกาสของผู้ประกอบการไทยในตลาดโลกหลังวิกฤตโควิด -19 นะคะกรณีศึกษาการส่งออกอาหารไทยไปตลาดยุโรปค่ะซึ่ง Food Innopolis ได้มีความร่วมมือกับมหาวิทยาลัยเกษตรศาสตร์นะคะแล้วก็มีผู้เชี่ยวชาญจากหลากหลายสาขาวิชานะคะมาร่วมกันให้ความรู้นะคะแล้วก็มาแลกเปลี่ยนข้อมูลนะคะซึ่งท่านจะได้นำไปใช้ประโยชน์ในธุรกิจของท่านนะคะแล้วก็สุดท้ายนี้ค่ะก็ต้องขอบพระคุณนะคะสำหรับการร่วมกิจกรรมสัมมนาใน3วันที่ผ่านมานะคะในเรื่องของโอกาสของอาหารฟังก์ชันในตลาดโลกนะคะซึ่งหลังจากนี้นะคะเดือนสิงหาคมเราก็จะมีกิจกรรมที่เป็นการจัดสัมมนานะคะยังเป็นกิจกรรมเวิร์กช็อปนะคะทางออนไลน์นะคะแต่ว่าเราได้ผู้เชี่ยวชาญจาก Healthy Marketing Team นะคะที่จะมาช่วยเราในเรื่องของการทำ Design Thinking นะคะการทำในเรื่องของ Strategy ของ Marketing เราจะcommunicate หรือการจะสื่อสารกับผู้บริโภคยังไงนะคะจะทำให้เขาเห็นความสำคัญของ ingredient หรือวัตถุดิบที่ใส่เข้าไปในผลิตภัณฑ์ของเราก็จะรับรู้ถึงประโยชน์ต่างๆของ ผลิตภัณฑ์ของเราได้ยังไงนะคะซึ่งก็จะเป็นสิ่งที่เราจะได้เรียนรู้กันในเวิร์กช็อปนะคะก็ท่านใดสนใจค่ะสามารถที่จะเข้าไปกรอกแบบฟอร์มกรอกใบสมัครนะคะถ้าเกิดว่าไม่ทันยังไงก็เข้าไปที่เพจของ Food Innopolis นะคะแล้วก็หวังว่าเราจะได้พบกันนะคะสำหรับกิจกรรมดีๆของ Food Innopolis นะคะในช่วงเดือนนี้นะคะก็คงจะมีพรุ่งนี้อีก1วันนะคะแล้วก็หลังจากนั้นเนี่ยเนื่องจากว่าตอนนี้ทุกท่านก็เริ่มกลับไปทำงานกลับไปทำกิจการตามปกติแล้วนะคะเพราะว่าเราก็เริ่มคลายล็อกทุกอย่างแล้วทุกท่านก็คงจะต้องมีกิจกรรมหลายๆอย่างที่จะต้องทำกันนะคะซึ่ง Food Innopolis เราก็ยังคงไม่ได้หยุดเพียงเท่านี้นะคะเราก็จะมีกิจกรรมดีๆนะคะที่จะมอบให้กับท่านผู้ประกอบการอย่างต่อเนื่องนะคะสำหรับกิจกรรมต่อไปนะคะก็จะเป็นในเรื่องของการสัมมนาในเรื่องของ Frontier in Food นะคะที่เรากำลังจะมาพูดถึงเทคโนโลยีใหม่ๆนะคะที่เราได้มีมากนอกเหนือกว่าสิ่งที่เราได้พูดกันไปแล้วเมื่อ2-3 เดือนที่ผ่านมานะคะเรากำลังจะพูดถึงเทคโนโลยีโอมิกนะคะซึ่งเป็นเทคโนโลยีเรื่องของการถนอมอาหารแบบใหม่นะคะซึ่งการลงทุนหรือว่าในเรื่องของการใช้พลังงานเนี่ยก็ค่อนข้างที่จะต่ำแล้วก็มีความคุ้มค่าสูงนะคะซึ่งอันนี้เป็นผลงานวิจัยของนักวิจัยจากมหาวิทยาลัยเกษตรศาสตร์นะคะเราจะพบกันในต้นเดือนสิงหาคมนะคะก็ประมาณวันที่6สิงหาคมนะคะสำหรับรายละเอียดหัวข้อกิจกรรมเนี่ยเราก็จะประกาศให้ทุกท่านได้ทราบกันอีกครั้งหนึ่งทางเว็บเพจนะคะของ Food Innopolis นะคะก็ยังไงติดตามข้อมูลดีๆกิจกรรมดีๆจากทาง Food Innopolis นะคะสำหรับวันนี้นะคะขอบพระคุณทุกท่านค่ะที่เข้าร่วมกิจกรรมจากเราในวันนี้นะคะแล้วก็พบกันอีกครั้งในวันพรุ่งนี้เวลา 10 นาฬิกาค่ะขอบคุณนะคะสวัสดีค่ะ